In this video we will review some facts about types of martial arts. But before we start, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Few individuals are familiar with martial arts other than karate, kung fu, and taekwondo. In truth, there are numerous styles of martial arts available today, each with its own fighting style. Some people, though, may not even know what martial arts is. Continue reading to learn about the moves and advantages associated with each one. What exactly is martial arts? Martial arts are a type of sport that involves attacking and defending. Martial arts, in other words, are all about combat. Although some martial arts employ weapons, the majority of martial arts focus on hand-to-hand fighting. How many different styles of martial arts are there? There are now around 170 different varieties. This number is expected to expand in the future as more professionals develop styles. Self-discipline is essential in martial arts. While learning martial arts forms is challenging, and it normally takes years to perfect them, it is all worthwhile. How do we put it? To begin with, martial arts improve your coordination and flexibility. They are also full-body exercises. Aside from improving your physical health, they may also improve your mental health and provide you with adequate self-defense abilities. If you want to learn, here is a list of martial arts to help you decide which one is ideal for you. Aikido. People practice many types of Japanese martial arts all throughout the world. Aikido is one such example. Aikido is referred to by martial artists as the path of unifying with life energy, or the way of harmonious spirit. Ueshiba, widely known as O-sensei, the founder, merged Indian and Chinese philosophies with his martial arts training. As a result, Aikido incorporates mental, spiritual, and physical training. Aikido is primarily concerned on throwing, striking, and pinning your opponent. Grappling and joint locking are also commonly used. Weapons such as Japanese swords, staffs, and knives are occasionally used. Kenpo karate in America. Many varieties of martial arts are the result of martial practitioners fusing a martial art style with their own beliefs or practices. American Kenpo karate is one example. Ed Parker combined traditional karate with current street fighting tactics. The emphasis of American Kenpo karate is on hand-to-hand combat and self-defense techniques. In American Kenpo, reaction time is critical. Attacks must be dealt with swiftly. The term shifting in American Kenpo refers to the quick transition between forms. Short form 1, short form 2, long form 2, and so on are instances of these forms. Harness. Unlike other martial arts, the harness was not created by a single person. During the 1500s, the indigenous inhabitants of the Philippines used spears, swords, and sticks to protect themselves and their territory. Harness was created as a result of this history. Harness is the national sport and martial art of the Philippines. It employs wooden sticks or daggers as weapons. While harness prefers weapon-based combat, hand-to-hand combat is still vital. Some of the skills you'll learn in harness include grappling and weapon disarming. Harness is also known as kali or eskrima. Those who participate in the sport are referred to as harnessadors or harnessadoras. Boxing is possibly the most popular style of martial arts. Every year, many people look forward to the Olympic sport of boxing. Western boxing, or simply boxing, is a punch-only combat sport. During 3-minute rounds, two opponents in a boxing ring will throw punches at each other. A referee will oversee the match from within the ring to ensure that no fouls occur. The inventor of boxing is unknown. Its origins may be traced back to ancient Greece, where it was a component of the Olympic Games. Jiu-jitsu, Brazil. Brazilian jiu-jitsu is one style of martial art that focuses on ground fighting. This signifies that this style of martial artist focuses on tackling their opponent to the ground. Whoever forces their opponent to submit wins the match. While this martial art demands you to defeat your opponents, many people regard it as a non-violent sport. When tackling opponents to the ground in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, martial artists must understand the angles, pressure, timing, and leverage. Using these principles ensures that opponents do not cause hurt or commit fouls against one another. With these concepts, even the smallest of opponents can be defeated. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, in fact, is characterized as a gentle art. Capoeira. Some martial arts blend combat techniques with acrobatics. Capoeira, for example, combines dance and martial techniques. The original practitioners of this martial technique were enslaved Africans in Brazil. A capoeirista is someone who practices capoeira. They must be flexible and agile. This is due to the numerous intricate movements used in capoeira. In this martial art, handstands and somersaults are common movements. Capoeiristas may sometimes strap blades to their ankles or hold them between their toes. Capoeira incorporates music into its practice. During a match, two capoeiristas will attempt to attack each other while timing their movements to the music. Capoeiristas are accompanied by both singing and instrumentals as they compete. Fencing. When you hear the word fencing, you generally see two people in white suits trying to poke each other with pointy swords. This is a fairly accurate description of the martial art. Fencing is one of the most popular types of martial arts in the world, and it is one of the most anticipated Olympic sports. Fencers are people who participate in this activity, and the weapons they employ are foil, saber, and épée. They also wear a special jacket and have bodyguards strapped around their bodies. To score, they must use their weapon of choice to hit particular locations on their opponent's garment. Hapkido. Hapkido, like other martial arts, is a hybrid martial art. Hapkido is a martial art that emphasizes self-defense techniques. As a result, there is a lot of grappling and tossing. It is similar to aikido, however martial artists use more offensive strategies in this one. Working on your footwork and locating pressure spots are essential in Hapkido. Weapons-based fighting is also included, including classic weapons such as nunchucks and various length sticks. Hapkido means method of synchronized energy in English. As a result, Hapkido lessons frequently begin with breathing exercises and meditation. This is done to focus the student's ki, or energy. Gatka. Gatka is a Sikh martial technique in which combatants wield wooden sticks or swords. It, like other styles of martial arts, has evolved significantly over time. Its origin is unknown, but some claim it was invented in the 1900s, while others claim it dates back to the 15th century. Gatka is now frequently done as a sword dance or performance at festivals. A guru is someone who teaches Gatka and how to use various types of Gatka weapons. The soti, a 1-meter-long bamboo sword with a handguard, is an example of one of these weapons. They also instruct them on how to strengthen their mental and spiritual faculties. Gatka is governed by the World Gatka Federation. They advance attempts to bring the sport to people all over the world. Wrestling in Greco-Roman style. The Olympics do not include all forms of martial arts. Greco-Roman wrestling, on the other hand, has been an Olympic sport since 1896. This martial technique was inspired by ancient Greek and Roman wrestling styles. Wrestlers cannot use footwork to sweep or tackle their opponents during a match. They can, in reality, only hit with their hands above the waist. Any hits below the waist will be penalized. As a result, wrestlers rely primarily on the strength of their throws. It is a very physically demanding martial art. Greco-Roman wrestling is also known as classic wrestling, French wrestling, and flat hand wrestling. Aikido. Aikido is another type of Japanese martial art. Aikido, unlike other martial arts, does not require an opponent. Aikido is typically a solo sport in which the practitioner only imagines their opponent. Samurais primarily used Aikido during feudal Japan. Sharp senses and a quick reaction time are required for this combat technique. Someone who practices Aikidoka is referred to as a Aikidoka. Aikidoka must be well aware of their surroundings. They must controllably extract their sword from its scabbard, strike their opponent, remove the blood from their blade, and sheath their sword back into the scabbard. They must be graceful and swift while doing these 4 steps. Do jeet kune do. If you like martial arts movies, you've probably heard of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is not just a well-known action movie star, but he is also the originator of jeet kune do. Lee established his own style because he believed conventional martial arts to be too limiting. Jeet kune do emphasizes practical combat techniques over beautiful forms. Lee founded 3 fundamental principles: simplicity, directness, and freedom. This is done to ensure the martial artist's efficiency. Jeet kune do translates to method of intercepting the fist in English. This is consistent with Lee's own beliefs. It was crucial to Lee to move naturally. One of the fundamental concepts was fighting without fighting. Jujutsu. Jujutsu is a well-known Japanese martial art. In fact, it paved the path for the development of many other styles of martial arts. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, aikido, judo, and other martial arts fall within this category. Jiu-jitsu means gentle art in English. Despite its name, jujutsu is one of the most lethal combat disciplines ever devised. Originally, it was a fighting style utilized by samurais. Jujutsu employs fighting techniques such as punching, kicking, and tossing your opponents. Choking and kneeing are also acceptable. Jujutsu is sometimes known as jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu. Judo. Judo is one of the most popular styles of martial arts. This modern martial art is based on jujutsu styles, and individuals who train it are referred to as judoka. The judoka wear judogi, a judo-specific uniform. Judo, as a full-contact sport, involves a lot of joint locking or chokeholds. The emphasis of this martial technique is grappling. The goal of competitive judo is to tackle the opponent to the ground and force him to surrender. Judo is an Olympic sport, with the first Olympic tournament for men's judo taking place in Tokyo in 1964. Judoka women first competed in the Olympics in 1992. Kajukenbo. Kajukenbo is a relatively recent martial art that began in 1947 in Hawaii. It is another example of a hybrid martial art, and its name is derived from the fusion of the several types of martial arts from which it is derived. The first syllables of karate, judo, jujutsu, and kenpo combine to form ka-ju-ken. Finally, bo is a boxing term. It becomes ka-ju-ken-bo when combined. It mixes tang-su de kicks, judo throwing, and jujutsu joint locks. Self-defense techniques such as disarming someone are also used in this sport. Karate. Karate is perhaps the most well-known of all martial arts. Karate, also known as karate-do, is a Japanese martial art that did not mature until the 1900s. However, its origins can be traced back to the 17th century in East Asia. The term karate is derived from the words kara, which means empty, and ti, which means hand. Thus, karate literally means empty hand. Karate, as the name implies, concentrates on hand-to-hand combat. This martial style makes no use of weapons. Karate, on the other hand, focuses on kicking, striking, and blocking. Karate comes in a variety of styles. These are Shotokan, Goju-ryu, Shito-ryu, and Wado-ryu in Japan. Kendo. Swords are used in many styles of martial arts combat. Another example is kendo. The term kendo means way of the sword. The mastery of a shinai is required for this traditional Japanese martial art. Shinai is a two-handed wooden sword typically constructed of bamboo. The martial artist must wear traditional armor in addition to the shinai. A jacket, a long divided skirt, chest armor, a waist protector, a thick mask, and cushioned gloves are all part of this gear. During a match, these shield the warrior. The purpose of kendo is to strike your opponent with the shinai. However, you can only strike your opponent in specified areas of the body. The top of the skull and the sides of the body are two examples. Scores will be assigned to each component. Kenjutsu. Another sort of martial art that focuses on Japanese swordsmanship is kenjutsu. Both aikido and kendo are variations on classical kenjutsu. The term kenjutsu translates as sword technique. A master in kenjutsu is referred to as a kenjitsuka. The katana of a samurai is used in kenjutsu. To avoid accidents, martial artists might also utilize wooden bokkens. A beginner, on the other hand, uses a shinai to become acquainted with swords. Kenjutsu needs the martial artist to be extremely strong and flexible. To accomplish this well, you must be able to strike with a sword and dodge. Kickboxing. Kickboxing is more than just a workout. It is currently one of the most popular styles of martial arts. Kickboxing is a martial art combination that mixes karate and boxing. In addition, unlike boxing, kickboxing requires you to strike and kick your opponent. Kickboxing is a full-body contact sport. Non-contact kickboxing, on the other hand, exists. You will punch and kick weight bags and hand pads instead of an opponent. Because of the health benefits, this is a common practice all around the world. It enhances cardiovascular health, muscular building, and sleep quality as a workout. It can keep you safe in perilous situations if used as self-defense. Kinomichi. Masamichi Noro founded Kinomichi in Paris, France, in 1979. Masamichi Noro was a student of Aikido's founder. As a result, Kinomichi draws inspiration from Aikido techniques and ideas. Kinomichi, like Aikido, emphasizes elegance. Some say that it takes more grace than Aikido. Noro focuses on two fundamental principles, ki and shin. The qi is similar to the Chinese term qi, which refers to the universe's energy. The xin represents the heart or mind. This is a non-competitive martial art. This is not to say that pupils do not spar with one another. It basically indicates that there is no student rating. Muay, kino. Kino Muay is a Filipino martial art derived from the Cebuano term kinamatay. This translates to avoid hand fighting. This term symbolizes Kino Mutay's unusual fighting technique. Unlike other martial arts, Kino Muay permits you to bite, pinch, and gauge your opponent's eyes. Furthermore, it focuses on pressure spots and causing discomfort. All of these can result in significant injuries, thus this martial art is not for the faint of heart. The martial artist's purpose in Kino Muay is to protect themselves against someone larger than them. It began as a form of self-defense, particularly against people armed with firearms. Kung Fu is a Chinese martial art that is popular not only in practice but also in the media. Celebrities like as Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan popularized Kung Fu in film. It is so popular, in fact, that it has its own subgenre. Despite its popularity, few people can distinguish between Kung Fu and karate. These two disciplines are similar, but karate is based on Japanese principles, whereas Kung Fu is a Chinese martial art. Kung Fu forms, for example, are based on symbolic Chinese animals. The dragon, frog, horse, and snake are among them. Kung Fu is sometimes known as Gong Fu or Wushu. Khmer Kune. Kune Khmer, like other martial arts, is a full-contact combat sport. Kune Khmer concentrates on striking and clinch grips, but its kicking technique is its distinguishing feature. A powerful kick in Kune Khmer is produced by rotating your hips rather than swinging your leg. Kune Khmer is also known as Pradal Seray. Pradal means fighting or boxing, and Seray means freedom. Kune Khmer is widely popular among Cambodians as the country's national sport. Several organizations hold bouts and tournaments nearly every week, and residents frequently attend to watch. This is hardly surprising given Cambodians' strong appreciation for Kune Khmer as a component of their country's culture and history. The secret of Kuntao distinguishes it from other types of martial arts. Its exact ancestors are unknown. Southeast Asians practiced Kuntao in secret Bakugo. As a result, there are no records tracing its inception. Kuntao became a sport in the early 1900s. People in Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines began openly practicing it. The Kuntao martial art style emphasizes striking, kicking, and grappling. Kuntao also includes weapon combat. Swords and spears are among these weapons. Krav Maga. Krav Maga is a hybrid martial art that was developed for the Israeli military. It combines many martial disciplines such as karate, judo, boxing, and others. Krav Maga was formerly known only to army personnel. After leaving from the service, Lichtenfeld founded a civilian school in 1971. As a result, many people studied Krav Maga and propagated it throughout the world. Striking, takedowns, and chokeholds are the mainstays of this martial style. It also necessitates preliminary work. Disarming weapons such as knives and guns is also an important part of Krav Maga training. As a result, it is a popular choice for self-defense classes. Lethwei. Lethwei is one of the most lethal martial arts. This Myanmar martial art is a full-contact sport. Gloves are not permitted on Lethwei. People instead wear tape and gauze. As a result, punching and striking will be significantly more painful. Lethwei also permits headbutts. Most martial systems allow only fists, feet, or both, but Lethwei permits practitioners to attack with their heads as well. This is why some refer to the sport as the art of 9 limbs. Fighters are far more likely to get injured since Lethwei allows headbutts. In fact, Lethwei is known as India's bloodiest martial art. Despite the dangers, it remains popular with combatants and fans worldwide. Mani. Juego de Mani, or simply Mani, is a martial arts and dance hybrid. African slaves disguised combat training with dance routines in Cuba. This is why it has a name like Baile de Mani. This translates to battle dance. In contrast, Juego de Mani translates as war game. This sport is also known as Bambosa. Mani did not have one-on-one fights at first. Instead, a lone dancer stood in the center of a circle of people who were all attempting to attack them. The purpose of the solo dancer is to avoid these attacks. Mani thereafter developed a competitive personality. As a result, 2 opponents confronted each other. They will occasionally utilize weapons such as a staff. Music is vital in a match because it influences the rhythm of attacks. Mixed martial arts (MMA). Mixed martial arts are most likely the most televised of all martial disciplines. People of various genders and weight classes participate in an octagon cage in the Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC). Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, and other martial arts are combined in this hybrid sport. To participate in MMA, a great deal of technique is required. You must be skilled in punching, grappling, and kicking. Learning throws are also essential. Mixed martial artists compete in a ring that is fenced in. They do not wear headgear and must go barefoot. They must, however, wear cushioned fingerless gloves. Thai boxing. Thai word boxing is muay. Muay Thai literally translates to Thai boxing. While its roots can be traced back to the 1300s, modern Muay Thai only became popular in the 1990s. Muay Thai is known as the art of 8 limbs. In contrast to other martial arts, you can only use your hands and feet. Elbows and knees can also be used to land hits in Muay Thai. As a result, there are 8 sites of contact. Muay Thai is divided into 3 categories: assault, defense, and counter technique. Punching, striking, and kicking are all forms of attack. Defending, on the other hand, refers to blocks and dodges. Finally, counter methods are a hybrid of the two. Ninjitsu. Unlike most combat arts, ninjitsu places a strong emphasis on stealth. Ninjas, or shinobi, were the first to practice ninjitsu. They acquired various techniques and strategies to help them in battle. Ninjitsu employs methods like as striking, groundwork, and chokeholds. Striking and grappling are other key techniques. In addition to these benefits, ninjitsu develops your mind through meditation. This helps to sharpen and focus your thoughts. Ninjitsu is also known as ninpo. Ninjas are very popular in the media today. For example, the Japanese anime Naruto includes ninja stories. Silat Pencak. Pencak Silat refers to various styles of Indonesian martial arts. This encompasses both armed and unarmed conflict. Selek Lanya is an example of an Indonesian martial art. Selek Lanya is the Minang's traditional martial art. The Minang are an ethnic group in Indonesia. All games and performances take place on muddy paddy fields. Pencak Silat has traditionally preferred armed conflict. There were numerous weapons available for these martial arts. The kerembet, a little claw-like dagger, is one example. In this martial art, people also employed rattan staffs and sickles. The praying mantis. The northern praying mantis is a martial art that mimics the movements of a praying mantis. A praying mantis is a predatory bug that must hook or claw in circular motions to defend itself. This maneuver is imitated by the mantis hook from this Chinese martial art. This martial art emphasizes on fast and powerful strikes. The trapping technique is also important in praying mantis. This is also known as praying mantis kung fu, or Shandong praying mantis. Sambo. The term sambo is derived from the Russian phrase esse mozashita bez oruzia, which means self-defense without weapons. As a result, unlike hybrid martial arts, sambo is an unarmed sport. Sambo is classified into 2 categories. There are 2 types of sambo: sport sambo and combat sambo. Sport sambo is the competitive version, whereas combat sambo refers to military sambo. Sambo is currently vying for a spot in the Olympic Games. The spelling is SOMBO in USA Wrestling's official records. Sanda. Sanda is the official full-contact combat sport of China. It, like other hybrid martial arts, draws from both traditional and modern combat systems. Sanda incorporates kickboxing, wrestling, and Muay Thai techniques. Sanda began as a military martial arts practice. The Chinese government later approved a civilian version. This version is referred to as Wushu Sanda, and it has a common curriculum that all schools follow. As a result, many citizens learnt Sanda as a competitive sport as well as a form of self-defense. Sumo. Sumo quickly distinguishes itself from other types of combat arts. It is a high-contact sport in which 2 wrestlers attempt to push each other out of a circular ring. The first person to push their opponent outside the ring wins the match. A professional sumo wrestler is referred to as a rikishi. These wrestlers do more than just practice. They live a particular way of life. Rikishi's hair must be long and tied in a topknot. They must also always dress in traditional Japanese attire. In addition to these requirements, they must live in a stable where wrestlers practice and live together. Sumo wrestlers typically weigh 300 pounds or more. They eat a specific diet that allows them to keep their hefty figures. Taekwondo. Taekwondo is one of the most popular styles of martial arts. Taekwondo, often known as taekwondo, is a Korean martial art. Taekwondo is practiced by people all around the world. Since 2000, it has been a part of the Olympic Games. Tae means foot in Korean. Kwon means fist, or battle, in Korean. And do refers to the way. These principles fully summarize Taekwondo. Taekwondo emphasizes hitting and kicking opponents. Taekwondo practitioners must wear a dobok, a white outfit, and cushioned equipment to protect their chest and head. Tai Chi. Most martial arts require rapid reflexes. Tai Chi, on the other hand, is characterized by leisurely movements. It all comes down to taking deep breaths and entering a meditative state. As a result, Tai Chi is also known as shadowboxing. Tai Chi Chuan is the entire name of Tai Chi. Its discipline is based on Taoism and Confucianism. The yin and yang, in particular, have an impact on Tai Chi. Tai Chi also includes meditation, armed fighting, and hitting methods. Tai Chi is frequently recommended by doctors for its health advantages. It is suitable for people of any age or gender because it is a low-impact workout that relaxes muscles. It can also increase stamina, flexibility, and muscular tone. De Tang Soo. Tang Soo Do is often referred to as Korean karate. Tang Soo Do has historically drawn components from karate and subak. Subak is a traditional Korean martial art that emphasizes bare hand techniques. Tang Soo Do emphasizes kicking and striking. It also has distinct forms and attitudes. These are combinations of kicking and striking motions. Chuck Norris, an actor and producer, is a well-known Tang Soo Do practitioner. Inspired by this combat method, he created his own, known as the Chuck Norris system. Budo Yosekan. Yosekan Budo is a martial arts hybrid sport that integrates various sorts of martial arts. It combines judo, jujutsu, and pre-war aikido techniques. Practitioners, like boxers, wear cushioned gloves. Yosekan Budo translates roughly as the place where the truth is taught. This is the fundamental tenet of this martial technique. The martial artist seeks to learn the truth by studying these abilities and techniques. Wing Chun. Wing Chun is southern China's traditional kung fu. It emphasizes self-defense techniques as well as grappling and trapping. Wing Chun's origins are unknown. Many people believe it stemmed from the mythology of Ng Mui. Ng Mui was one of the 5 elders, survivors of the Shaolin Temple's destruction during the rule of the Qing dynasty. She devised a fighting style that evolved into Wing Chun after being inspired by the movements of a crane and a snake fighting. Ip Man is a well-known grandmaster of Wing Chun. He mentored several martial artists who went on to become grandmasters. One well-known example is Bruce Lee. What martial arts are represented in the Olympics? While there are many other styles of martial arts, only 6 are officially recognized by the Olympics. Boxing, fencing, judo, karate, taekwondo, and wrestling are among them. Hand-to-hand combat has always been a feature of international athletic events. Wrestling was the first martial art to be recognized as an Olympic sport in 708 BCE. Boxing becomes the second Olympic combat art in 648 BCE. The modern Olympics debuted in Athens in 1896. This time, a weapon-based martial art was on the menu. Initially, only males were allowed to compete in Olympic fencing, and it wasn't until 1924 that women's fencing was included. Fencing is still the only Olympic martial art that involves weapons. Judo had its Olympic debut in 1964, and Taekwondo followed in 2000. Karate is the most recent martial art to join the Olympics, making its debut at the 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo. How many different martial arts does Batman know? If you're a DC fan, you're undoubtedly interested in Bruce Wayne's or Batman's martial arts skills. Unlike most superheroes, Batman lacks supernatural abilities, thus he must rely on his intellect, gadgets, and fighting skills. Fortunately, Batman is well versed in martial arts. In fact, he is well versed in 127 different martial arts. Bruce Wayne studied with numerous talented martial artists in his youth, including Ra's al Ghul. He also learns from and picks up talents from his opponents. Aikido, Krav Maga, boxing, judo, karate, and kung fu are some of the martial arts that Batman is familiar with. Because of his ninjutsu skills, he is also excellent with weaponry. Shang-Chi practices which martial arts? Of course, Batman is not the only superhero who is proficient in martial arts. Shang-Chi, a superhero from Marvel, is also a skilled martial artist. Shang-Chi is the titular protagonist of the 2021 film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi and other characters in the film demonstrate 6 various styles of Kung Fu, or Chinese martial arts. Shaolin, Tai Chi, Vidiq, Wing Chun, Hung Gar, and Bakuazhang are among them. Wenwu, Shang father, Chi's employs Hung Gar stances. Shang mother, Chi's Li, on the other hand, practices Bakuazhang techniques. While learning other disciplines, Shang fighting Chi's styles were inspired by these many approaches. Shang-Chi studied Shaolin martial arts methods as a child, including channeling his internal energy or Qi. He also wears a garment similar to that worn by Shaolin monks. Aside from hand-to-hand fighting, the film depicts the use of several Chinese weapons. Shang-Chi and other characters wield daggers, bowstaffs, hook swords, and other weapons. Many fans appreciate the way Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, 2021, displays Chinese martial arts and culture. Jackie Chan practices which martial arts? Fans of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, 2021, will undoubtedly enjoy Jackie Chan's films as well. Jackie Chan has appeared in over 150 films during the course of his 6-decade career. He is well recognized for his action parts, in which he displays his martial arts and gymnastics training. And, if you didn't already know, Chan is well known for pulling off his own daring acts. While his style is a mashup of several methods, it does not fit under the umbrella of mixed martial arts. Instead, Jackie Chan's approach is heavily influenced by Chinese opera. Chinese opera is a type of musical theater that incorporates elements of Chinese culture. Martial arts, acrobatics, acting, and comedy are all examples. Some may consider this to be an inferior type of martial arts. However, it needs the same level of focus and athleticism as most martial arts. Furthermore, Chinese opera draws on a variety of martial arts methods. Jackie Chan employs Kung Fu, Wing Chun, Karate, Judo, Taekwondo, and boxing techniques. Despite his proficiency of various Chinese martial arts, Jackie Chan does not hold a black belt in any of them. He holds only one black belt, in the Korean martial art of Hapkido. Jackie Chan is a skilled martial artist despite only having one black belt. With his famous abilities, he expertly combines martial arts with entertainment and flair, resulting in some of cinema's best action pictures. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel, since we will be covering a lot of similar content in the future. Till next time, stay curious.